Hello and welcome. I'm Tracy Sipa with the Midday News. JS Coffee, a local coffee business owned by former member for MAPRIC, John Simon, is taking a huge stride in coffee market outside Papua New Guinea after an agreement to export more than 10 tons of already roasted coffee in package to Philippines today. This marks one of the significant boosts in the agriculture sector and will empower more coffee growers to grow coffee in rural setting.
Former Agriculture Minister John Simon, who now owns JS Coffee, is aiming to find international market to export his coffee products, both roasted and in parchment. After several consultations with international coffee buyers, Simon has successfully located his first roasted coffee buyer in Philippines, in which he flies today with more than 10 tons of his product for delivery with other business talks. This will boost coffee sector in the agricultural industry to produce more coffee since market is available abroad.
They're buying my roasted coffee. Okay, and I'm still sourcing. There are a couple of others are going to do the same. So you never know. I could be ended up selling 3 to 4 to 5 containers of roasted coffee every month. If I do that, I can bring my prices up to 20 to 30 kina a kilo. We can do that. It's very easy. We're just not serious with what we're doing. We're not trying to help our people. So I'm doing these things. I'm trying to set up the factory in here. It's going to cost me about 250,000 USD. I have paid some deposit. I'm trying my best to talk to the bank. The banks are not willing to listen to me. I'm not sure, probably because I'm a former politician, they get scared. But I am doing it the hardest way.
Coffee pricing in the country remains a major challenge for coffee growers, where they face dilemma dealing with fluctuation of prices annually. Simon added that Papua New Guineans must sell their coffee to the cup, which implies that they must sell their coffee directly to buyers who source high-quality beans to roast them properly, grind and employ effective marketing and customer loyalty strategies to attract and retain customers in a competitive marketplace.
Tell them I'm going to come. My price is between 13 to 15 kina. Because I'm going to roast it and sell it. So this is what we should be doing and encouraging. So the government must encourage more people to do these things. Or what we should do is encourage more people to turn parchment into green bean and earn up good money. And they can earn like 20 kina and above 20 kina for green bean. And local farmers can earn that money. We should support them with little mini mill. So they can now sell those coffee to us.
JS Coffee draws coffee from Jiwaka province and Sipik region, with future aims to increase prices for robust coffee and Arabica in the other provinces. Simon asks the government to continue implementing price and freight support to assist farmers subsidize price to reasonable amount. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
Caritas Papua New Guinea has officially launched 3 landmark publications designed to enhance community development and disaster preparedness across the country. The new resources include the Integral Human Development Resource Book, the IHD Manual, and the Disaster Response Operations Manual. The DROM first initiated during the 2019 National Conference of Diocesan Characters Coordinators, outlining clear procedures and tools for emergency response. It aligns with international standards, including the Caritas International Emergency Response Toolkit and the Caritas Oceania Regional Disaster Management Arrangement. 9 disaster relief operations across various dioceses have implemented its protocols. Papua New Guinea's National Fisheries Authority is refocusing its attention on coastal and inshore fisheries to strengthen local livelihoods and promote sustainable growth. Managing Director made the announcement during a regional fisheries meeting in Suva, Fiji.
The Managing Director of the National Fisheries Authority, Justin Ilakini, reaffirmed that coastal fisheries will be a central pillar of Papua New Guinea's fisheries transformation agenda under the Fisheries Strategic Plan 2021 to 2030. Speaking at the Overseas Fishery Cooperation Foundation of Japan Heads of Fisheries meeting in Suva, Ilakini said PNG's vast marine resources, including 2.4 million square kilometers of ocean and 17,000 kilometers of coastline, represent both a national opportunity and responsibility. He described coastal fisheries as the true seafood bank of the country, saying they sustain communities and can boost the national economy through citizen participation, diversification, and sustainable management. Ilakini outlined several initiatives aimed at strengthening the sector, including the modernization of management plans, expansion of cold storage and landing facilities, and financial assistance through the Fisheries Credit Scheme. Training programs and community-based projects such as seaweed farming are also being developed to support local participation. Despite challenges with infrastructure, logistics, and credit access, Ilakini said NFA remains committed to building an enabling environment through partnerships with government, private sector, and development partners. He confirmed that a new coastal and inshore fisheries strategic plan is underway, which will complement the Aquaculture Development Strategy 2025 to 2035, setting the stage for a more resilient and inclusive fisheries industry. The NFA says the renewed focus will help transform PNG's coastal fisheries from small-scale subsistence to a thriving sustainable industry that supports both livelihoods and national development. Carol Kidu Jr., TV1 News.
To overseas news, as Sydney's new fish market nears completion, officials are yet to reveal whether it'll be open by Christmas. On Thursday, state politicians, including Premier, got a first look at the harbourside development, which is expected to attract around 6 million visitors each year.
In the form of a wave on Blackwattle Bay, Sydney's new fish market will be the largest in the Southern Hemisphere.
This will become a tourism mecca for people around the world, people around Australia, as well as Sydney-siders as they come to what will undoubtedly be the best fish markets in the world.
Initially set to open last year, the project's been plagued by delays.
We don't have a date to share with you today, unfortunately. It is imminent. It's just too early to make that call.
With an initial budget of $250 million, the final cost of the entire project now sits at around $830 million. But officials are confident they've reeled in the remaining costs.
Transforming from the precinct that we have to the new has come with its challenges. We've returned to profitability this year, and we're focused on reporting similar results for the coming year.
The new market sits adjacent to the original site, which will be redeveloped into more than 1,200 residential apartments. But it's unclear when exactly that development will be finalised and delivered.
But there are also other lands owned by private landowners, and there could be development happening on that land as well.
The area will also include a new ferry terminal, an extended walkway.
Nothing worth doing is easy, and if you look at the history of Sydney, some of our big iconic projects, they've all had difficulties, and this is the latest example.
Once complete, the market will double its number of retailers across 4 floors and operate until 10 p.m. each night.
The Indonesian government has responded to Australia and PNG's landmark defence treaty, saying it expects the two nations to uphold the sovereignty and independence of Indonesia. In the country's first response to the treaty, which was signed in camera on Monday, Indonesia's foreign ministry spokesperson told the ABC it was paying close attention to the strengthening of defense cooperation between its two neighbors. He said Indonesia believes that any such cooperation should contribute to peace and stability in the region. The historic Pukpuk Treaty marks Australia's first new alliance in more than 70 years, and the two countries have committed to meet the common danger in accordance with each other's constitutional process. The highest court in New South Wales has banned a pro-Palestinian march route to the Sydney Opera House on Sunday. Police took the legal action against organizers, citing safety concerns. They are now negotiating an alternative route.
The Palestine Action Group's sights were set on a landmark with plans for 40,000 people to march to the Opera House. But the Court of Appeal has found the safety risk to participants and the public was extreme, and so significant that it would be irresponsible to allow the public assembly to proceed, irrespective of the political significance of the event and the importance of freedom of political expression.
Our right to protest is paramount in a democratic society, and the campaign in solidarity with Palestine has been absolutely an example about why we need to enshrine the right to protest in our legal system.
Protesters said it could be done safely, but police insisted a crowd crush was a real risk.
We would say common sense prevailed on a public safety issue, and that's what it was always about.
I think they've got every right early in the process to point out what the dangers were and say we don't think it should take place here.
Organisers have negotiated another route for Sunday from Hyde Park to Belmore Park.
And we'll also be calling on that day for Chris Minns to light up the Opera House in the colours of the Palestinian flag.
The response was swift.
No.
This decision has clarified that the consequences of breaching a prohibition order may include being held in contempt of court. That differs from some previous rulings, which meant participants could attend unauthorised events just with fewer legal protections.
And I think that anyone who is concerned about the right to protest in this country has a very strong interest in considering and challenging this judgment.
The end of one case, potentially the prelude to others.
More than 500 tourists stranded in freezing temperatures near the eastern face of Mount Everest in Tibet have been evacuated, according to Chinese state media. Hikers flocked to China's rugged interior, hoping to catch a glimpse of Everest's eastern side as the 8-day Golden Week holiday period began on October 1st. But a sudden blizzard at the weekend caught them off guard. On Sunday, rescuers guided about 350 stranded hikers to safety. Xinhua News Agency has reported that by the end of Tuesday, 580 trackers and 300 locals and support staff had safely reached the Tibetan town of Kodong. Celebrations are continuing tonight for the NRL and NRLW champions, with both Broncos squads to crown their best and finest players from their premierships seasons.
It hasn't stopped for the Broncos, with the winning men's and women's team stepping out onto the red carpet for the annual ball. Adam Reynolds and Billy Walters and Keely Joseph were in attendance, with many players with their premiership rings.
I just got to keep looking at my hand just to remind myself I'm a premiership winner, and it's so special. Obviously it worked out because it's got green diamonds in it, and that's my favourite colour, so it was all meant to be, and so happy, yeah.
The Broncos' yearly awards are also up for grabs this evening, including the club's Player of the Year and Rookie of the Year.
Us boys had a lot of belief, and that's what Madge instilled into us, is that belief, and we stuck solid, and I've been with some of these boys since I was 17, so we stayed together through those hard times, and yeah, we got the rewards in the end.
The club certainly has a lot to celebrate tonight and certainly already have their eyes set on 2026.
And that ends the news update. Do join us at 6 tonight for the main bulletin. Bye for now.